Hey guys, it's Adam here. You've seen the vlog. You saw what showed up. That's right, the new Dell. You saw the sticker. Yeah, I'm sure you saw the sticker. Well, this is the unboxing video. So let's pitter patter and have at her. Crack this beast open. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and chop into this. So we got a box from Dell. They sent me a laptop for a review for back to school. They never told me the specs. I have no idea what it is, except for AMD is written on the box. So I'm guessing it's some sort of an A8 or A10, or they have an A6 on their site. I already went on the site and browsed to see what they had from AMD in hopes of finding like a Ryzen 7, but I don't think they would send me a gaming laptop because it's back to school, and you know, when you go back to school, you're not supposed to play PUBG. Just saying. Let's crack into this. Alright, so the first thing I see when I open the box is over here on the right hand side. I'll show you here. We'll open it up so it's facing the camera. We have a power cable. Looks like one of those non-debraced ones that you get for monitors and TVs and such. It's your standard power brick here with ACN. Looks like a decent length of cable, and that goes into your laptop. Nothing else over there, so the rest is all done underneath this cardboard, and that would be the computer. Wow, that's a nice machine. What do we got in here? Warranty and safety information. No manuals. So I gotta actually turn this thing on to see what the heck it is. See guys, there's nothing else in there. Just a piece of cardboard on the bottom. I'm gonna pull the cardboard out just to be sure. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. I don't even know what model number this computer is. Does it say on the box? No, it just says that Purelator knocked on the door. Got an order number, curtain ID. They said the packing slip is enclosed, but where exactly that is. Okay, I'm gonna put this box off to the side, and let's sit down and examine what we got for a computer here. I'm just gonna take a quick peek in here. So this is an Inspiron 5000. It just shows on the inside all the different things for the computer. Doesn't really explain anything about specs. Power adapter, turn it on, install Windows, create your backup, and contact Dell if it breaks. Okay guys, here's the battle plan. We're gonna go ahead and debag this thing. Looks like we got a piece of tape over yonder. God, I hope that camera's getting the shot. And put the laptop, it's got some pretty good weight to it. Now, tell you, right now at this moment, this is not aluminum. It looks aluminum. It's not aluminum. It's plastic. Very, very plastic. When we open it, you need two hands to open this. We get presented. Wow, that screen is old school. Eh? Look at the bezel around it. Wow. Okay, so Dell Inspiron 15000. It's got a 15.6 inch display, webcam, Bluetooth, SD card reader, precision touchpad, and HDMI. Over here, it's got no shit. Oh, it's Ryzen guy with Radeon graphics. Okay, I say what we do is we get some power ramped into this thing as per the quick start guide, and boot it up and see what we got. See if this fires it up. Ooh, we got a backlit keyboard, boys. Yeah, check that out, guys. Look at that glow. We got the Dell logo here. Looks like it's booting into hopefully Windows 10. It should be Windows 10. I don't know why the screen on the camera has this like U effect, but I'm looking at it dead on from here, and it's fine. Now guys, I'm gonna tell you, this screen is not the greatest, okay? It's not an IPS display, I can tell you that right now, because from an angle, well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's also not too good, but it's not too bad. I just still can't get over the fact that freaking Ryzen, like, guys, this is my first Ryzen computer. It's a laptop. I didn't even know they were making these. I thought for sure when I saw AMD on the box, it was gonna be an AMD. So this is gonna set up Windows. Then once we get inside, we'll see exactly what the heck this Ryzen shit's all about. Like, it doesn't even tell me how much RAM this thing has, what it's got for a hard drive, if it's got an SSD or an old platter drive. Judging by the way that this is loading and how fast it's going, that was sarcasm. I'm gonna say it's got probably a 5400, anywhere from 750 megabytes up to 2 terabytes. Now that we know what kind of computer it is, we can go and we can price it out. Apparently, it almost looks like they want us to peel that off right there. Looks like they almost want us to peel that off because it's folded over, but it's not. It's just the way the graphic is. But that's pretty cool. Didn't even know they were making them like this. Looks like this is also a fingerprint reader. The power button. That's kind of cool. The keyboard's nice too. It's like a full-size keyboard. I've never had a laptop with a numeric keypad on it.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Oh fuck, it's talking to me.
A little sign in here, a touch of Wi-Fi there,
Oh,
and we'll have
fuck.
your PC ready for all you plan to do.
Okay, well,
Use your voice or the keyboard
Sure
along
thing,
the
Jarvis.
way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select the little microphone icon towards the bottom of your
boy,
screen.
I just can't tell you to shut the
If
fuck
you
up.
need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time to turn on Narrator.
Jesus.
Okay, enough intro. Let's dig in.
Yes, let's dig in. So, I managed to find the specs on this computer. That's the name of it, the Dell 5575, if anybody wants to look it up. They say the CPU is just between a Intel i7-4700HQ and an i5-7440HQ. And it's just above a 4702MQ. The GPU, however, well, it looks like it's right down there in the Qualcomm range. Looks like a 940 beats it. So it should be better than the old 7730 and the Inspiron 7520. It's got a 15.6 inch 1920 by 1080 TN display. 1 terabyte, there's the problem right there. But look at this, 1X 2280 PCI NVMe M.2 slot. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, Windows 10, 42 watt hour battery, dimensions in case you care, and it weighs in at 4.5 pounds, the same as my cat. It's got 2 USB Type A's, 1 USB Type A 2.0, so it's got 3 USB ports on it. It's got an HDMI connector at 1.4B, card reader, Ethernet LAN 10/100. That doesn't make sense. Probably 1000 in there too. Probably a typo. 720 by 30 frames per second. On the webcam, it's got a dual array microphone, speaker, 2x 2 watt, optical drive, and a security lock, Noble lock. It's got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and an audio jack. Lovely jubbly. Wow. Now that we know that this thing supports video gaming, or at least I think it does, because it has that Vega 8 card. It might support some light video gaming. let's go ahead and install Steam. Guys, this hard drive, it's been a while since I've used a computer with a 5400 RPM hard drive as a main drive. This hard drive is so bad. I mean, like, so bad. It's such a sluggish machine in the current setup that it's in. But that's okay. Do you want to know why that's okay? Because we're going to do some testing right now. Some screwing around with this rig, seeing what it can do. Our battle plan is, we've already made our recovery disk, okay? Because I plan on doing some upgrades to this. We've seen that it supports M.2 SATA, so I picked this bad boy up from Amazon. It was on sale, snagged it. You guys probably remember I ordered this crucial 1 terabyte 2.5 inch solid state. Originally it was going to go on my gaming computer. However, I kind of don't need it in there because I have a 500 gig that holds all the games that I play. So this is going to replace the 5400 RPM drive inside of this computer. And to give it the ability to play games a little more efficiently, we got some Corsair Vengeance RAM, DDR4, 16 gigabytes. So we'll try it without doing all this work to it to see how well it plays certain games. We'll install Grand Theft Auto. I don't know what else. We'll just try some random games, install PUBG, see if it can handle it. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Well, we do an upgrade to it. It's not the worst. It's going to be the best. I looked it up on YouTube there. There's a really good video showing exactly what it looks like inside of it. Let me see if I can bring up the photo and I'll show you, just so you can get an idea. A little idea of what's to come on the next video. So literally inside the laptop, it looks pretty much similar to this. This is an i5 version, so there might be some differences inside, but right up there is the M.2 slot. So you just pop her into the SSD hole down below here. Oh, break backer off. Pop her in there, clamp her down, and slap in your screw, call her a day. And then there's the RAM, and this is how mine is too. There's only one 8 gig stick in there. They're not running the RAM in dual channel, which is performance right there, boys. That's performance. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna slap 2 sticks of 8 gig in there, and that's gonna give us 16 total. That should increase performance too. So between the SSD and that should do a lot. And then right up here is your battery, and then right over here, I'm pretty sure this is the culprit right here that's giving me all my issues, the flipping hard drive. So we're gonna go ahead and yank that and replace it with an SSD, and I'm hoping this computer will be the rocket ship that it should be, because I decided to look up some information on that 2500U, and I was actually quite impressed with what I came up with. Now, I'm not expecting miracles here. People have been playing games like Far Cry on it, like Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry Primal, and they're able to get 35-40 frames a second. Fortnite, well, that'll run on a Surface Go, so it'll run on this too. PUBG, however, right now in the current state it's in, it doesn't even run on some good computers that well. So that's, I don't expect that test to go very well at all. Grand Theft Auto ran pretty good on here. The guy had it doing about 40-49 frames per second. And when I compared it to the processor that I have in my other Dell laptop, a 7250 or 7520. I think it's a 7520 SR. Can't remember the model number of that one. But that one there, like I said, it had the Intel Pentium, or the Intel i7 quad-core 8-thread at 2.2 gigahertz. It's either 2 or 2.2. I think I think this is a 2 gigahertz with the Vega 8. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But this processor outperformed the i7 in that computer, in the old Dell. And the video card outperformed the 7730 in the old Dell. And I've played some pretty decent games on the old Dell and they ran fine. So if they ran fine on there, they should be awesome on here. Now here's the other kick. The old Dell also had an M.2 slot. However, you couldn't access it from the BIOS and use it as like a boot drive like you can do with this one here, with the 5500, or with the 5000 series, which is the 5570, which is the i5 one, and the 5575, which is the one I have, which is the Ryzen one. These ones here, you can see the M.2 in the BIOS, and you can set it to be a boot drive and use it. In the other Dell, the 7520, it was like a cache drive. So it worked in coherence with the hard drive, and any files that were accessed constantly got placed into its cache and would load a hell of a lot faster. So that's why that computer boots up quick, because I'm pretty sure it moved Windows into the cache. This is the second time I'm trying to create these recovery drive. First time I tried to do it, something went wrong and it just locked up and didn't go any further, so I lost the recovery drive. Second time I tried it is now. And I started this here at about midnight. It's currently 1:30. It shouldn't take this long to make a recovery drive. Like, I'm about ready just to say, screw it, let's make a bootable Windows 10 CD. We'll run the game tests on it in this mode, pull the drives, install the drives, run a reinstall of Windows 10, and then re-register the product, and then go on Dell and download all the drivers, just so I don't have all the preloaded McAfee bloatware they stuff on it. Holy crap, I swear, Dell's in bed with McAfee, but just bloatware for days. But whatever, we'll get her. And then we'll try out PUBG on it and see it fail, because there's no way in hell this thing's playing PUBG. That game doesn't even run good on my gaming computer. Well, it only took all night. Sunny out, but the recovery drive is finally freaking ready. Cool. There's already a BIOS update, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then once we're done here, we'll give it a restart and see how fast the boot time is. Yep. Who knows, maybe an update to the basic input-output system might accidentally make the hard drive input and output a little quicker. Who am I kidding? It's platter drive. They're garbage. Okay, I'm not really going to play around. But what I want to do is we're going to go into the settings. So I believe you can turn on the show FPS thing. So right now, here are the stock settings. So it's running custom, everything on very low. Okay, so that's just the way she is. I'm just gonna leave that the way it's set. In-game FPS limit. Is there an option to show the FPS? I thought there was. I thought there was, but maybe there is not. Alright, well, let me just see what we can do here. Kind of hoping to be able to run around in the lobby for a little bit before jumping into the plane. So yeah, in the lobby we're averaging 13 frames a second. Ouch. That is painful. Okay, so now we know that much. Okay, well, let's go into settings. Let's see what happens if we turn down the scaling a bit. Yeah, we go full screen, like full on full screen, and we set you to 720p. Click apply, click close, and the graphics get all whack. Okay, so for some reason, when you go into settings and you tell it to go 720p, hit apply, hit close, it looks all good and I'm getting 30 frames a second, but after a while the graphics get all freaking whack for some reason, and I don't know why. Could it be overheating? Hard to tell. There's a lot of thermals. Well, it's actually not too bad right now. It's actually kind of calmed down. Probably didn't help that things were jumping up in the background trying to take focus away from the game, and I really hate that feature of Windows 10 where you're doing something, like you're playing a game, and Windows wants to do an update, so it just like shanks your game down and minimizes it, and it's like, oh, we're gonna do an update, so like you should just sit back and pick your arse. Like, frig off, I'm playing a freaking game. You can update when I go to bed. Microsoft and their damn mandatory updates all the damn time. Like, frig off, guys, I'm busy. Okay, so we're getting 30 frames a second right now at 720p. And this mouse is garbage. So we're sitting at 20 frames a second. Graphics are abysmal. Can I get into the mouse settings here? I gotta like crank this up. There, that's a little better. So we're averaging about 27 frames a second. Actually, we just dropped down to 20, 29, 27. And that's at 720p. So You know, that's not too bad, seeing how my old Dell Inspiron 7520 would not play this game. Except I don't know why it's doing this. This is friggin' horseshit. Well guys, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not impressed with this computer. Like, it was getting 30 frames a second. Well, I will say 20 frames a second in PUBG, not too bad. But that purple screening issue, and I looked it up on Dell's forum to see what other people were getting, because apparently it's common. A lot of people were coming back and saying, have you tried a system restore? So, I'm not exactly super impressed with this computer. And I think it's because of the platter drive. That's really bugging it down. Because let's just say platter drives are garbage, and they got a 5400 RPM one inside of this rig to boot. Personally, this computer right now, the price drop on Dell is, let me go look it up. Right now, Dell is selling this computer. Just make sure it's the same one. Yes, Dell has this computer listed on Dell.ca for $600. It's a $600 laptop. And like I said before, it comes with the Ryzen 5 2500U, which is AMD's new APU. You remember that term from the A series, the A8s, A10s, A6s, A4s, A12s, A11s, A9s. Well, what they've done was they've taken the Ryzen CPU with the Zen architecture, and they included a Vega 8 compute core graphics card in it. Basically to compete against Intel and their GMA series on their ultra-low voltage based systems. It's got 8 gigs of RAM at 2400 megahertz, and you can expand it to 32 gigs. It's got a 1 terabyte 5400 RPM hard drive, and it's slow as molasses in the winter. In the current state of this computer, like in the current state right out of the box, I wouldn't recommend this for a student. They'll lose their freaking mind. The keyboard's not too bad on it. I gotta say, I like the keyboard. It's good. It ain't no mechanical, that's for sure. But it works in a pinch. It's easy to type on. A lot of other people complained about it, but I don't mind it that bad. It's about as good as my old Dell. But like I said, it's not a mechanical. You won't be hitting no word scores with it, that's for sure. Places that Dell could have improved this computer on, they should have included an SSD. They should have put at least a 128 gigabyte SSD in the M.2 slot. It would only cost it an extra $40-50 bucks. And then the 1 terabyte could have been for storage. This system would probably be a rocket ship, and we're gonna find out just how fast it gets when you SSD up, because like I said, we got an M.2 for it. So this is what my next video will be: cracking into the Dell, installing new hardware, setting it back up, and testing it with performance gear. Yup. So Dell, I'm sorry. In the current state of this computer, I can't recommend it. You're better off to go with another alternative, maybe an i5 with an SSD, because they do offer this computer in other configurations. This is just the cheapest base model. And if you, I'll just bring up the 50, I'll just go get them. Here we are, this is what I was looking for. So for $599, you get the Ryzen 5 with Windows 10 and 1 terabyte hard drive. What doesn't make sense is for $849 you get the Ryzen 3, which only has 3 compute cores on the graphics adapter. But then for $1,000 you get the Ryzen 5 again with a 1 terabyte hard drive. How come none of these have an SSD? For 16 gigs of RAM, the only difference between this guy here and this guy here is they doubled the RAM. I picked up this Vengeance RAM and it was on sale for like 200 bucks, not even that. Doesn't make sense. Now keep in mind, this computer was $898, now almost $900. You're almost better off to go with a G series at $1049. You get a Core i5 Plus 8300, 8 gigs of RAM, and a dedicated discrete 1050 graphics card with 4 gigs of GDDR5. Probably a better solution, right? But like I said, this laptop is on sale for $600 right now, which is probably why it's a back to school special. But if it was full price, $900, I would say just spend the extra bill $50 and get yourself a discrete graphic card. Because if you're looking to use it for work and gaming, you're going to want a fast hard drive. So this here has the Optane memory with a 1TB hard drive. This here would be probably a quick setup. I've never tested an Optane accelerated memory before. It speeds up the hard drive access time by caching commonly used files. And that's what you need, and that's what my old Dell does, and it makes a huge difference. So guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Current state, straight out of the box, no, I don't recommend this computer. But let's see if that changes in the next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, peace the frig out.